You could be the best at getting results, but if there's no one to actually sell to, you don't have a business. There's nothing, right? Next up, here's a key, guys. Instead of positioning yourself as a marketer, as a Facebook advertising expert, quote unquote, instead, you need to be positioned as the leading authority in your industry. People need to see you as the expert, as the go-to individual in that space, not just the best marketer. Okay, there's a key difference. Next up, the whole guru thing about like just choose gyms and offer them leads, guys, is dead if you haven't noticed at this point. Okay. Next up, the whole I help blank to blank. Sorry, but if you haven't noticed, and if you're watching this, I know you have, but if you haven't noticed, everybody says that. Everybody's LinkedIn, everybody's Facebook is I help blank to blank. Yeah, no. Business owners are jaded, and they're just basically saying bye, Felicia, to any of that stuff at this point. Okay, number 2, automated appointment booking. Here's where it starts to get sexy, guys. This is where we're going to get into some fun stuff here, and I'm going to actually pull back the curtain a little bit, show you what our process looks like. So, if you are spending 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day cold calling, which, guys, I've talked about this many times in the past. That's how I started my agency. I'm not saying cold calling is bad. However, if you want to leverage your time best and actually do the 1, 2, or 3 things that move the needle for your agency, you're probably not going to want to be spending your days cold calling. I did it out of necessity. I wouldn't do it if I had to do it all over again. So here's how our appointment booking works, okay? We have a process that we call multi-channel messaging, and this is the framework for it. First up, you have your initial touch point. Next up, you have what we call a push message. And then if they don't respond to that initial push message, which our response rates are extremely high, but if they don't, because you can't get 100% all the time, we have a whole series of follow-up messages across multiple channels. The same way, I'm going to bring back Warren one more time, okay, because he's a smart guy. He always talks about hedging your bets, right? This is what we do here. This is why this multi-channel messaging framework works so friggin' well, because we're hedging against one particular platform not working well. So if you only rely on, say, Facebook, or you only rely on LinkedIn, you're not going to really make any headway. You'll make a little bit, but you're not going to be able to compete with people like our agency partners, because we are all over. Anywhere your client looks, you pop up. That's the key. And guys, this process, this multi-channel messaging does not involve any cold calling, as you could probably tell. Doesn't involve any posting in groups, right? We don't really post in like Facebook groups or make like group chats with business owners or anything like that. We don't have to go to any networking events because it's not the best use of our time. Not that they're bad, but they're just not the best use. And lastly, I will say this is bad, which is offering free trials. We don't do any of that stuff. That stuff is old. That's the 2-year ago agency model. Okay. Next up, number 3, the secret sauce here, guys. Well, the first secret sauce. I'll get to the next one in a little bit. Enterprise level sales and enrollment. This is really one of the biggest things that sets us apart here in the agency space. So right now, as I mentioned in the beginning, sales is one of the biggest problems, one of the biggest roadblocks for agencies, and they cannot seem to innovate their sales process. Luckily for you, we have. So what we're doing first up is you have to start going from being just an agency, from being just some marketer, to actually becoming what we call a trusted advisor for clients. Because if you can position yourself as a key pillar and a key individual within a company instead of a little marketer on the side who they pay some money every month, you are going to have clients, you're going to have better clients, higher tier clients, you're going to keep them for a while, and you're going to enjoy the business more because you'll actually be involved with the company, you'll be talking to people, you'll probably make some connections while you're at it. It's just a much better way of positioning. Next up, the whole one-call close. I hate to break it to you guys, it's dead. Sure, you want to close a client on a $300 one-off deal, little website, $500 a month little Facebook ad retainer, go ahead, close them on one call, see how long you keep them. Doesn't last very long because if they don't pay attention. And the less they pay attention, right? So this is why we don't do one-call closes. We have a consultative sales approach. We deploy a consultative sales approach that is 90% client-centric. And by the way, guys, I'm going to show you what this sales process actually looks like on paper in just a second. If you didn't notice before, the other slide was half blurred. I'm going to show you the other side in a second. Lastly, we are going from, this is the new age of sales, guys. This is where things are going. We're going from objection handling, the whole, well, the price is too much. Well, have you thought about this? To objection prevention. Okay, we're doing a variety of things before the call and on the call, as well as after the first call, to prevent these objections from ever coming up. So I want to show you the full scope of our multi-channel messaging framework. So I talked to you guys about the prospecting, how we book appointments on autopilot. Next up, this is the sales process. So the first piece of this sales process, what we call the enterprise sales, is a 15-minute qualifying call. This is how legitimate business owners and like real enterprise professionals and executives do sales. Not a one call close. That's unprofessional. That's the old way of doing things. We have a 15-minute qualifying call to vet these people, vet the business owners, and weed out any of the non-committers and the people that just aren't serious about growing their business. Next up, we have a 30-minute discovery call. Okay, and lastly, we have a proposal call where we actually go through the scope of work, what's going to be involved, the price, of course, the investment, all that good stuff. And this is why our agency partners are closing insane deals. Insane. And if you don't believe me, I'm not going to spend 20 minutes showing you case studies on this presentation. I'm just going to invite you to look below this video. Scroll down a little bit and you'll see all you'll need to see. So what I want to do right now is take a second and map this out because, again, as I said before, the numbers, it's all about the numbers, guys. Let's say, and by the way, these numbers are very conservative because our close rates are a lot higher than 20%, excuse me, and most of our agency partners see, on average, 10 to 15 appointments a week. Oftentimes more than that, but let's keep it conservative. 10 appointments a week at a 20% conversion rate, meaning you close 2 out of those 10 appointments on a 6-month commitment at a bare minimum of a $2,000 a month retainer, because we don't do the whole $300, $500, $1,000 a month. That's the old stuff, guys. That's the baby minor league stuff, okay? And let's say you get 2 clients a week. 2 clients a week, 20%. 20% closing percentage is very, very reasonable. Okay, it's super conservative. That's $4,000 a week, which comes out to $16,000 a month in recurring revenue, which also equals a $192,000 annual run rate for your agency. So as you can see, guys, scaling your agency and actually being profitable and making the revenue that you want, it does not have to feel like it's some Rubik's Cube. It doesn't, right? Next up, number 4. As I said, this is our second secret sauce. This is a huge chunk of the Fortune 500 model, which is, we call it Fortune 500 fulfillment and retention. Okay, so let me explain to you how this works. The reason our agency partners are able to keep their clients is because we are able to supply them with a dedicated full-time fulfillment team. Now, of course, this is a core pillar, so you need to have this, right, guys? Because you cannot have, like some contractor who might be available some hours out of the day. Doesn't work. That's also part of the old model. Next up, you need to have the ability to offer guarantees to your clients, right? So if all you're selling is some leads and we might get a few clients, that's not very attractive. That's not very sexy to your prospective clients. However, if you could say, hey, I'm going to guarantee you X amount of sales appointments, which is going to equal approximately this much revenue, boom, now you've got something. And lastly, here's a real secret sauce, guys. We are transitioning from just doing leads to actually doing done-for-you appointment booking. So what we do is we bolt on appointment booking to our service plus lead nurturing. And so, guys, what this allows you to do is you now go from being a lead generation agency to an end-to-end solution to your clients' revenue roadblocks. Massive, massive difference. The reason why this is so important, guys, this fourth pillar here, is because any CEO of any Fortune 500 company is always going to be moving the pieces on the chessboard. They are never, never, never going to be the pawn. And that's how you successfully deploy this model to scale your agency. And this is exactly why we built our agency partner program, okay? It's the same program that all these people, and by the way, I didn't want to fill this slide up and take 10 minutes to go over case studies because they're all right below this video, but it's the same program that all of these agency partners that we're currently working with today actively have used and are currently using to scale their agency. So guys, it's actually pretty simple. Here's how it works. We dive right into the 4 things that I talked about throughout this presentation: vertical selection, automated appointment booking, enterprise level sales enrollment, and lastly, Fortune 500 fulfillment and retention. And here's why it works. We build all of these out with you. So guys, this is why the course model is dead. The whole, here's some trainings, here's a $997 course, which I'm sure plenty of you guys have bought a lot of at this point, which is okay. You've paid your tuition to learn that those don't work and that you need to do something different. This is why we have this model. one-on-one phone calls. So you literally get to speak to me. You get to speak to me, my partner Brian. We have head coaches, full-time coaches here with our partner program that are dedicated to your success and your growth. We have 4 weekly group calls. 4. So literally, you will never go more than 24 to 48 hours without some level of in-depth support. Lastly, we do, of course, again, we have full-time coaches. And lastly, we do sales call reviews. So when you get on a sales call with a prospective client and maybe you hit some roadblocks, it didn't quite go your way, we review the call, we break it down, and you're able to improve so much faster than you would by just guessing on how to improve your sales process. I want you guys to think about something. The truth is, any business owner, whether you own a marketing agency, a local pizza shop, or a manufacturing business, any business owner is essentially at all times walking through a minefield. And this is specifically true for most marketing agencies. You guys are walking through a minefield. Now I want you to think of something for a quick second. You can walk through this minefield where there are bombs and things that are about to explode in your face and blow you out of the water almost everywhere you walk. You can walk through this particular minefield like this guy and hope that you walk to the left a little bit to the right, and you just maybe nearly miss those bombs. Or you can have a commander, so to speak. You can have a headset in your ear telling you exactly where to step, where not to step, how to avoid those bombs, and how to get that much closer to your goal that much faster than you would without this level of support. So if this sounds like something that you want, I'm going to just keep this really simple, guys. Go ahead, schedule a call below. But there is a caveat, or actually there's a few caveats here. If this sounds like you, I do not want you to book a call. Like, please don't go ahead and click that button below. Number 1, if you're not ready and willing to put 100% effort into this. Number 2, if you want to make this work, but you don't want to work for it, it's not for you. Number 3, if you don't already have an agency, if you kind of are just like looking for the next hot business model, this probably is not the best thing for you. Number 4, if you're looking for a course, if you want a bunch of training videos that are just going to get sent to you and then the person that you buy from says, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya, and you never speak to them again, this is definitely not for you. And lastly, if you've just finished, like the latest marketing or the latest copywriting course and, now you kind of want to like dabble in marketing a little bit, it's probably not for you. Here's who should book a call. If this is you, go ahead, click the button below, schedule a call with us. You'll fill out a short application, and you'll grab a time on our calendar if this is you. Number 1, if you're a serious agency owner who is committed to growth, you understand that it takes investment to grow your business. Because remember, guys, you're asking business owners to invest into their own business to grow it. But if you don't do the same thing for yourself, how could you possibly ask somebody else to do it? It doesn't quite work. Number 2, if you're really, guys, quite frankly, if you're just tired of spinning your wheels, if you are tired of feeling the effects of the apocalypse I talked about earlier and not getting paid what you're worth, go ahead, schedule a call. If you are either working a full-time job, right? Maybe you're working in a corporate position, some type of full-time position, sales, whatever it is, and you are part-time with your agency, you should definitely book a call because we have several agency partners that have quit their full-time corporate jobs. Number 4, if you've just quit your job and you're a full-time agency owner, however, you feel stuck. You are kind of like, what now? You're almost like stuck in the mud almost, and you want to break through it, book a call. Number 5, if you have been running an agency for at least 5 to 6 months or more, this is definitely for you. And that is if you've been running one for 6 months or more unsuccessfully, okay? So here's what to do next. Go ahead, you will see a button below. It'll take you to another page. All you have to do is just fill out an application because truth is, guys, we're extremely selective about who we work with because this isn't a course. This is a partner program. Okay, this is where we literally partner with you. We work with you on an extremely close one-to-one level on a daily basis to make sure you, again, avoid those bombs in the quote-unquote minefield, the agency space, and actually start to scale, actually deploy this Fortune 500 model successfully. Now, guys, any agency owner that is smart is going to leverage the Fortune 500 model. The reason why, guys, is because it literally takes less than 2 weeks to fully plug into it, fully have everything up and running. You'll be finding the untapped markets. You'll be leveraging the multi-channel outreach. You'll have messages going out across multiple platforms. You'll have calls on your calendar in literally under 2 weeks. This is why this model works so well. It doesn't take, a month or 2 to set up and then get going, and then you have a, optimization time, right? So the truth is, guys, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, that if you get on the phone with us, we'll just tell you what you need to do and then tell you to leave. I'm not telling you that. However, on the flip side, this isn't going to be a strong arm, high pressure sales call. However, if we feel like you are a good fit, we are going to make you an offer to partner with us. We will tell you what it looks like to work with us on a close partner level. And when you're interested, we'll tell you what it looks like to move forward, right? However, one thing I want to note, guys, worst case scenario, let's say you book a call and you're not necessarily the best fit, or we just don't feel like it's the right time to make you an offer to partner with us. Worst case scenario, you are going to walk away from this call knowing exactly how the Fortune 500 model works. I've told you the basics of it. I've told you the frameworks of how it works. On this call, we'll get into more specifics. You'll get a chance to pick our brain and learn more about each pillar of this model. So again, even if we don't make you an offer to partner with us, or even if you don't want to partner with us, still get on the phone with us, because you'll get insights into the exact model that our agency partners right now in 2020 are leveraging to completely blow out the competition. Again, the tide is turning and everybody else is swimming naked. We've got our trunk suits on, guys. We've got our swim trunks on, and we have our full scuba diving gear on. Everybody's running. We are sprinting towards the fire. We are getting high value clients. We are keeping our clients. Our agency partners are signing massive retainers, okay? It is insane, and this is the opportunity, or really this is the moment where you have an opportunity. You can completely just leave this presentation. If you're still here, you can leave. I mean, it's fine. Or you can stick around, go ahead, fill out the short application below, grab a time on our online calendar. Somebody from our team will reach out, either myself or somebody from our team, okay? And also, by the way, after you schedule a call, you'll get a slew of, not too many, I'm not going to send you 10 or 15 videos, but I'll send you about 3 or 4 trainings specifically from our partner program. You'll also see a walkthrough video. So if before you get on the phone with us and you're like, I want to just see what this actually looks like, I'm going to actually send you a 25-minute walkthrough video, 20 to 25 minutes, showing you what our partner program looks like. Okay? So again, guys, the agency apocalypse is here. It's not coming. It's not like in the distance and maybe it's going to come next year. No. It's here. And the reason why you're still on this presentation is because I'm right? And you are an agency owner and you've felt the effects of it. It sucks. Trust me, it sucks. I know exactly how it feels. I've been at this for years now. So is my partner, Brian. And so the way to get out of this, guys, is you have to innovate. You have to adapt your model. You have to do something different than what the status quo is. And that is the Fortune 500 model. Okay, so if you want to learn exactly how it works, and if you want to learn about what it looks like to partner with us, work with us on a one-to-one level, and stop spinning your wheels, be able to quit your job, actually have the revenue coming in month over month, so you don't have to worry about your bills, so you can take your family on vacations, do the things you want to do. You don't have to feel strapped. Because I know that feeling, guys. You get that hot feeling inside. You're like, man, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do that because of finances. It freaking sucks. Okay, ditch that. Let's get you on the right track. Let's make this happen, and I'll see you guys there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.